Your attention, please. And now, on with the show.
Live from Paradise Studios in New York, Strong Island Television presents Under the Radar, starring Randy Unger. Brought to you by Magnitude Jewelry. Add a 2 to match your attitude. Tonight, we're going to be interviewing filmmakers and entrepreneurs Joshua A. Friedman and Voravong Nachampassak of the app Crew Me Up. Range will also be reviewing the new films The Night Clerk and Sonic the Hedgehog, with special guest critics C.J. Oakland, Matt Warren, and Forrest Bennett. And now, here's your host, Randy Unger.
Hey guys, welcome to Under the Radar. I'm your host Randy Unger, where we talk all things film. And right now I have three very special guests right now. We've got the filmmakers and entrepreneurs of the new app Crew Me Up. We've got Joshua A. Friedman. Hello.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
And we've got Kruby.
Yeah.
Kruby.
Full name Krubisaurus Rex.
Lovely.
Yes.
Welcome, gentlemen. And Mr. Voravong Nachampassak, or V. Much easier.
Yeah.
So guys, Crew Me Up. Tell everybody, what is this app? What does it do?
So Crew Me Up started as a labor management platform for people in the film and production space. The idea actually came out of a need that Josh had. He was working a film down in Texas, fired his gaffer. Didn't know anybody in Texas, asked if there was an app for it. Apparently there wasn't at the time, so lo and behold, we made one.
That's crazy. Just like that? Just that one instance inspired you?
That got it started.
Okay.
So before that I was teaching.
Okay.
And training PAs. So after you teach people, you got to do something with them.
That's true.
So we decided to build this labor marketplace. And then in looking at the problems that we had hiring,
Okay.
I was a PA, I was an AD. I literally had 60 phone calls to hire 6 people. So we figured 3 clicks would be much better.
Okay. Yeah. So, can you guys get into the technical aspect of the app, or what is it? How does it work exactly?
So pretty much when you go into the app, you have 2 sides. You have the crew side, and you have the Kruby side.
Okay.
So hiring, and then
Okay.
hiring.
Okay. Like any other like job searching.
Yeah, think of
Like
it
Monster Indeed, you've got your employers and employees.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So what you can do from if you're looking for a job, you go and you can apply to posts. You can look through and see the resources that are available, favorites. It's like any other app.
Okay.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah.
So when I hire, there's really 3 questions I ask.
Okay.
Where are you? Are you available? And what have you done?
Okay.
So we answer all that in your profile. You can see IMDb, you can see resumes with PDF uploads, you can see a website if they have a reel.
Are you connected to LinkedIn?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet, but we will be.
Individually, we are. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I think everyone is in this room.
And then what's most important is the calendar feature.
Okay.
So you can literally book in, book out with a red or a green date, and that'll tell me if you're working or if you're already working on something else. Meaning I'm not going to waste my time reaching out to you if you're not available the day I need you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that red and green, that's really the indicator of availability. Who's out there and who's using the app and who wants to work.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can hire directly through the profile. You don't even need to post.
Cool. Have you gotten any testimonials? Has anyone praised this app?
Yeah, actually, we've gotten quite a few.
Nice.
We have a live job right now as well. I think.
Texas.
Yeah, Texas.
I think Houston College needs a videographer if you know anybody.
I know a few people.
Yeah?
But in New York. Maybe they'll fly out if the price is right. I don't know.
I mean, it basically touches points on all the pain points of the production industry that we all face.
Okay.
Being able to find work, it's just the convenience. You know, we made it so it's labor, so it's mobile apparent for everybody.
Okay.
iOS and Android. So it makes it much easier for people on set to find the people that they need.
So filmmakers don't hire from an office; they hire from a truck.
Yeah.
So we want to keep it in the palm of your hand, make it really easy.
Right. So is like Media Bistro and Mandy, are those like your competition?
We don't consider them competition. We consider them teammates.
Okay.
You know, there's so much work out there. There's so many filmmakers out there. We can all literally pass them back and forth and be successful.
That's good.
We never charge our users.
Okay.
So if you're on the hiring side or if you're looking for work, we're not going to charge you.
That's awesome. That's a good selling point.
Makes us a little different.
What would you guys say? What's the most popular position that people are looking for? What's in highest demand? What position?
Camera operator.
Yeah, camera
operator.
Yeah,
Okay.
videographers, camera operators. Yeah.
That's really cool.
So I have a background in narrative work, and what we found is that there's a whole new market in live broadcast, in live events.
Okay.
And those guys use videographers more so than directors of photography or camera operators per se.
Okay. And I know, Joshua, you have a strong background in film and TV production. Tell everybody a little bit about your filmography, if you will, your background.
I studied theater in college. Started on Law and Order in 2007.
Okay.
So it was Criminal Intent. My guidance counselor in high school was married to the producer. He did me a huge favor.
Wow.
And then it was all networking from there.
That was that Maloney and the one?
No, this was Gordon and Eames.
Okay.
So Vincent D'Onofrio and Katie Irby.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Then we had Jeff Goldblum.
Nice.
Was my last season with the show.
So, what was he like?
He's amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
I can imagine.
Actually, so he met my parents on set.
Okay.
And 6 months prior to this, I had been talking to him. He asked me a few questions, and I tell him, my dad's in sales, mom's a paralegal. They come to set. He greets them before saying anything. They say, we're with that guy. He goes, oh, so how are the sales going? You still a paralegal? It's like photographic memory. The guy's incredible.
So when you said he met your parents, I thought he came to your house. You had like a turkey dinner. Because I think like he comes in a hot air balloon.
You never know.
Yeah, that's Jeff Goldblum. So do you have a film background yourself?
My background is actually completely different.
Okay.
I'm more on the actor side. So I'm SAG-AFTRA.
Okay,
but
great.
I did before I met Josh. I was doing stunts. So yeah, I was.
So
I had to make use of my 1,001 useless talents.
Yeah, but he worked on Gotham.
Yeah, Gotham.
Nice.
The Marvel, like a few of the Marvel series when they were shooting here. Yeah.
Are you still doing stunt work?
I get calls every now and then.
Okay.
Right now, my main focus is Crew Me Up
Okay.
and making sure, we get the word out.
Yeah.
We went to an event for something called Funding Post, and this guy meets somebody from WeWork.
Okay.
So what'd they ask you?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's like, all right, wait, you do stunts? So you're telling me if I ask you, you can do something to impress these girls behind me right here? I'm like, yeah, I guess so. He's like, what can you do? I'm like,
Swallow this toothpick.
yeah. I was like, he's like, so I did a fall.
Okay.
Obviously,
Jesus.
yeah. So I pretty much,
More than a fall.
yeah. It was like I pretty much jumped like 5 feet in the air, like my body like flatlined right above his shoulders, and I took like a fall, and that just like, yeah, just straight flat to my back. So I
Okay.
got up like it was nothing. But
To paint this picture,
Yeah.
we're 23 floors up in Midtown on a balcony, and
Oh, Jesus.
there's a networking party going on inside, and they just see this guy fall out the window.
Oh God.
yeah, I know, and it was just like everybody's just like, what? And they just like when I came in, they were like,
Slow
like,
clap.
oh, man. Yeah, my face was pretty red.
That's
so,
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious, guys. What do you hope users take away from this app? Like, what is the main purpose? What is your mission?
We really just want everybody to connect. We don't want you to post. We want you to have a need to hire somebody. Go on the app, find a profile, somebody who's local, who has the skills that you need, click hire, and boom, you're done. We want to take all the pain out of that process.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. And who came up with the name Crew Me Up? That's you?
Yeah.
Okay. Were there any other names in competition?
No,
Is
no.
it?
This kind of felt right.
That's good.
Yeah, because the question is, hey, are you crewing up? Are you crewing up? Do you want to crew me up?
Nice. I love it.
Yeah.
And guys, obviously you have film backgrounds, and I ask pretty much everybody on the show, favorite movie, go, of all time.
They keep making new ones.
Yeah, that's a very good answer.
It's tough, and it's embarrassing to admit, but I have a very soft spot for Hudson Hawk.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, the menthol joke gets me. Bruce Willis gets me. The slapstick gets me.
Early
I just-
'90s Bruce Willis
Oh, yeah.
gets everybody. We were just talking before the show started. We were talking about The Last Boy Scout.
Okay.
So there you go. You're in good company right now. V, favorite movie?
Oh man, favorite movie. I think one that comes to mind automatically would probably be The Professional.
Oh, Luke Besson, very good.
Well played.
That was I could watch that movie like
That was
over-
Gary Oldman, right, as the villain?
yeah,
Oh,
Gary
my God.
Oldman. What was his name?
Jean Reno.
Jean Reno. Yeah.
And I think her first role, or
Yeah,
one of her
Natalie
first roles,
Portman.
Natalie
Uh-huh.
Portman.
Yeah.
Crazy. Imagine doing stunts on that movie.
I know. Like that. I was like, yeah. Like maybe one day I want to become a hitman. Nope.
I could see you as a cop, more of a cop.
Hey, whatever works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, guys, any other apps floating around your head? Any other ideas?
Tons of ideas.
Yeah. Anything you can talk about now, or
Actually,
Resources.
yeah, resources. Josh actually, Josh wrote a book before. Yes.
there it is.
Getting it done.
Shameless.
I know. He's terrible at
You gotta hold
promoting
it up that
himself.
way.
That's right. He's terrible.
we were
going
gonna get to the plugs, but okay,
That's
you're a little
right.
early.
So one of the resources we offer, education. Education is a big part of the film industry, like any job. Josh's book actually is being taught all over NYU, a lot of the big film schools in New York, apparently in Florida too.
Really?
We found out a couple months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, we just meet random people who have read the book.
Sweet.
Yeah. Other big projects.
Yeah, we're going up to Boston
Okay.
to do a workshop with Imagine Magazine and teach production.
When are you going there?
Hopefully April.
Okay, I'll be there March 15th for the St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Oh, nice.
Because I'm actually with the New York City Ghostbusters charity group.
Oh, awesome.
And every year we march in the St. Patrick's Day Parade there, and it's insane. It's so much fun. And yeah, I'm bringing my girlfriend. She's gonna dress up too. And
As what?
No, we're as a
Slammer?
Ghostbuster. She's gonna wear my old suit.
Okay.
And I'm gonna wear different my beige suit. She's gonna wear my navy blue suit.
Awesome.
Who's gonna be Slimer?
Slimer. I think we have a Slimer there.
Yeah?
We might have one this year, but
You got her.
it's just a bunch of Ghostbusters walking cars. It's a good time.
It's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah. And does Kruby have any thoughts? Anything he wants to share?
Dinner time?
Yeah, it's almost time.
Yeah.
All right.
He's been so good.
So back to the book. I'm very curious. So you've been lecturing? I mean,
Yeah, we take it where it's needed.
Okay.
We do panels. We do film festivals. We mentor at the Northeast Filmmakers Lab.
okay.
So it's become a resource. And one of my favorite parts, my email address is in the back of this book.
Okay.
So people reach out randomly,
That's
and
smart.
we're happy to meet for coffee
Yeah.
and kind of build the army.
Sometimes it's hard to track these people down. You got to go on like IMDb Pro.
Yeah, no,
or
I'm
LinkedIn.
accessible. Find
That's
me.
awesome. So guys, before I let you go, anything else you want to plug or mention?
Thoughts?
V?
As far as we just want to thank the people that have supported us so far. Obviously, 10X, which is an incubator that we were a part of.
Okay.
It's part of our origin story.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Real quick. It's just the tech side is actually how we met.
Right.
Josh and I actually started this company. This is third run around, but we met back in April?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
April.
It hasn't been that long.
That's crazy.
No,
not even
not
a
at
year.
So
And you
friend
guys
of
seem like
ours-
so in sync. It's crazy.
I mean,
Oh,
you know,
he's my best friend now.
Yeah.
pretty much. We see him every day. I actually see him more than my girlfriend.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
cool.
but no, like the way we met. I used to train stunts at Brooklyn Zoo, which
Cool.
So that's where all the stunt performers go.
It's at Parkour Gym in Brooklyn, the Brooklyn Zoo, New York. It's
All right.
amazing.
Oh, those actual zoo.
Yeah,
They're all animals.
Exactly. My 1,001 useless talents. I go there, train them. But our mutual friend, Geronimo Frias, was actually friends with Josh, and they needed help with the app.
Okay.
So he came to me, and I put him in place with the right people.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how we got involved with 10X, and then that was like an accelerator.
Okay.
So they gave us guidelines and a pathway to make the company successful, and
Okay.
we took that ball and ran.
Is that a lot of like coding and like user experience?
We hired our developers,
Okay.
but it's actually more like raising capital, understanding how to break down your finances, how to structure marketing in a team, and
Okay.
development timelines and launches, and actually run the business.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very technical.
It's been a lot of growth.
Yeah. How big is your team, if you don't mind?
We got 12 in the company.
12?
So when we started back in June, there were 5 of us. It was me,
wow.
him, and 3 developers.
Interesting.
And then first of the year, we brought on an operations manager. We doubled the size of our team.
Nice.
And we expanded our services.
Cool.
Technically 12.5.
Yeah. And guys, what do you think is the biggest challenge to bring this app to fruition?
It's a new way of hiring. You know, everybody's used to that post and gig model. So I think getting people to go on and say, I'm not looking for posts to be up, I'm looking for someone individually, and going straight to the profile to hire.
Nice.
I think that's going to be the biggest challenge for us.
Right. It's more personal. It's not just a listing.
Exactly.
You see the person who needs a job, who wants a job, and you connect them. It's very personal.
Yeah. I'll hire based on a recommendation before I hire based on a profile.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
we make it the same thing.
Awesome, guys. Well, crew me up. I've got Joshua A. Friedman and Voravong Nachampassak.
Yes, sir.
I didn't butcher it too badly.
That was great. That was great, actually. Yeah.
Cool. Well, guys, I want to thank you so much for your time today. Good luck with the app.
Thank you.
And good luck with everything else. And Chewy. Chewy. All right, guys. So we're going to take a short commercial break. We'll be back with our film review segment right after this.
Under the Radar is brought to you by Magnitude Jewelry. Add a 2 to match your attitude. Patent pending interchange genuine gemstone and crystal EMF protection jewelry. For more information, please visit magnitudejewelry.com/gemgirl or call 718-268-6634.
Hey guys, we're back. Under the Radar. Welcome. Your host Randy Unger, and with me some familiar faces. This is our film review segment, and we've got Mr. Matt Warren. Welcome back. Fresh off of Cult Cafe last night.
Yeah. Black Samurai.
Nice.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Good stuff as always. And Mr. Forrest Bennett.
Randy, thanks for having me back.
Sure, anytime, man. And Mr. CJ Oakland.
Yep, squeezed in here. Just made it, so
Yeah.
I'm in frame.
You're good. You're all good. So, guys, we've got 2 films as usual. 2 very different films. We've got The Night Clerk, which is a small film. Stars Ty Sheridan as a troubled young man who works at a hotel, and basically he witnesses a murder. And now we've got John Leguizamo on his tail. He's a detective, and Helen Hunt, who's like barely in it, as his mother. It's an okay movie. I thought it was decently acted by Ty Sheridan. I've only really known him from Ready Player One. Yeah, which
I only knew him from the X-Men movies.
Oh yeah,
and
it's like,
he was Cyclops,
I
right?
didn't.
But then he gets
I
like
didn't
never
recognize
factored
him.
in those movies anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize him, and I hadn't seen Ready
you
Player
didn't?
One, so like
Oh, so
I
good.
just went into it not knowing who he was at all.
Yeah. Well, what'd you guys think? CJ?
I was not a fan of this movie.
Uh-oh.
Like, just script-wise, story-wise, like, the actors, I think, did an okay job with what they were given, but
Yeah.
they were not given a lot of stuff to work with.
Right,
like,
right.
The story is barely a thriller. It felt like the pace went on and on. I couldn't understand, like, what the main character's motivations were supposed to be. Like, there were so many times where I'm willing to be like, okay, so it looks like he's wandered into this crime scene because he was spying on people with video cameras and witnessed a murder, and because he's a character who was said to have Asperger's, that he, like, yeah, you can take it from here.
Well, okay, because I mentioned this to you guys before the show. But I am on the I do have Asperger's. I'm on the spectrum.
Right.
And this,
Which I had no idea what before I picked this movie.
yeah.
So I
mean, I didn't know. I didn't even know it either.
Yeah.
So.
True.
But no, I just found it. I found this movie's the way this movie depicted Asperger's as very. I found it very off-putting.
Okay.
Like it's like they did maybe only a surface level research of how
Right.
to portray Asperger's.
Basically, the Sheldon from Big Bang Theory technique.
Exactly.
of portraying this condition. And it's unfortunate that this is kind of like the stereotype.
Exactly.
You know?
And just for the record, a lot of us Aspies, we do not. A lot of us are not voyeuristic. We just lurk around people's Facebook and Instagram profiles like normal people.
Right.
The average amount. It's
No more than the rest.
Right.
You know, the culture.
But I mean,
I would say the only thing I probably found accurate was when he first talks on Armas and has that awkward conversation. Like that was me. Like I could see myself
talking to her like that.
like that. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think anyone would if they're talking to Anna de
Armas.
because she's a gorgeous woman. But
I think she was the saving. Like I thought
she was the saving grace.
She was the saving grace. She was like definitely the best part of the film, and I was like,
she's like a femme fatale. Almost,
yeah,
you
she
know?
it was like. I almost liked her performance in this better than I did her performance in Knives Out.
No way.
Which, like, I don't know, like,
Oh yeah, okay.
like, I mean, the movie Knives Out beyond, blows this movie away.
Yeah, of course.
But
Blade
you
Runner
know,
2049 just blows up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
Nice.
But she was definitely the best part of the movie.
I mean, I wanted more John Leguizamo. I love
Yeah.
Leguizamo. And
Oh yeah, he's
that's
one
the
of my
main
favorite
reason.
comics.
That's one of the main reasons I picked this movie.
So-
I
you
felt
know,
like he phoned this movie in.
he
so
totally
much.
did. Yeah, it was
The whole thing with I started this movie, I knew nothing about it. I didn't look at what it was about, who was in it, whatever.
I just saw the cast.
I didn't know who was in it. I just started it, got it to work, started it, and I was like, okay, so this is like a very low budget.
window.
Like I thought it was like, all right, like this is like the kind of films my friends make, where I'm like, all right, like this may be interesting.
I was watching the credits afterward, and because years ago, I saw a lot of names that I had worked with in the past. Because years ago, I worked on a feature film out in Utah where this movie was shot.
Right.
And I will say, and for the record, Utah does not. I'm sorry, I cannot buy Utah as New Jersey. I've lived in Utah and I've commuted to Jersey enough to know the difference.
It's definitely different.
I guess you're right.
It was I went in like watching this film thinking like
I'm sorry to say this to some of my colleagues, but
sorry, Utah.
I was watching it and Helen Hunt comes on the screen and I'm like, oh wow, they got Helen Hunt because I didn't recognize the other guy.
she has. I mean, when's the last time you saw her?
I know. I was like, oh.
Bobby in 2006.
And then Leguizamo comes on and I'm like, whoa, they got Leguizamo? And then I was like, oh, this is the same guy who directed like Gia and Original Sin and Body Shots.
So basically anything where Angelina. This movie was lacking Angelina Jolie.
Though I think the Armas is kind of like a younger Jolie.
She's trying to make her his new
Jolie.
his new Angelina Jolie.
Oh my god. So CJ, final thoughts. See it, skip it.
Honestly, I say skip it. This movie, it didn't have anything worthwhile. It's an interesting premise that I liked, but honestly, there was no reason that this character needed to like claim to have Asperger's. Like, they only use it as contrivance to move the plot forward. They could have easily just had Ty Sheridan be a very awkward person.
I think if they had
who voyeuristically watch people in the room, but also you can still have him like repeat stuff people say and like try and make it sound normal.
I thought he was just awkward. I didn't know in the first 10 minutes until he mentioned it. I thought he was just an awkward guy.
At first I was thinking he was like an alien from Men in Black. Like he's like trying to I'm trying to figure out what humanity is about.
I think if they had either done more treated the way they had showed Asperger's was more nuanced, it would have been good.
Yeah.
If they had done with that angle entirely, it would have been average, which would have been better than bad.
They should do that in the future. I mean, make a movie about a guy who has this issue.
I'd watch
and
they
can cast
someone with Asperger's. Yeah, like
there you go.
Someone who's neurodivergent being like in this situation, like how would they react? Because they have to figure out what's the person's motivation here. But if they have trouble connecting to people, that would be hard for them. This movie does none of that. This character makes almost no decisions in this movie. I can only think of 2 actual times he decides to do something. And like in the beginning, when he rushes to the crime scene because he sees a woman being attacked and might be murdered, and it's like that sets off the whole thing. That's fine.
Right.
And then he does almost nothing to move the investigation forward. He's not like investigating, but they
Except have
kind of
a
show
meltdown
him watching
from,
the footage,
Leguizamo.
but he's not investigating. So I don't know why he's doing anything.
Yeah.
But you know what? Even though his role in this, Ty Sheridan, is kind of like one-sided, I want to see more of him in the future. because
He's not a bad
he's
actor.
a gift. He's
No.
he's
He's a
got
good
some
actor.
acting chops.
This movie just gave him nothing to act
Yeah.
with.
No, but you know what he anything to act with. For me, this is a movie is definitely a skip. I mean, it's as a thriller, it's average. As and again, as it's for the way it's portrayed, Asperger's is I found as someone on the spectrum, I found it very off-putting.
Right. All right. Well, Matt, final thoughts?
I'd say if it's a choice between someone's gonna shoot you in the face or you have to watch this movie, watch the movie. But you can.
I'll take the
I'd
gun.
go for the gun.
I'll go for the gun.
Pass.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would pass on it. I mean,
I would just respect this movie for the acting choices.
Yeah.
I think Ty knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I wanted to see more Leguizamo, and Hunt was barely in it.
Yeah.
So that was
it's
They
for
just say the
people who
name.
I think are very competent actors.
right.
Give it
And-
mediocre
It was just the
material.
most like
To-
cliche
you know,
thriller roles of
Right.
like the worried mom, the detective who thinks he did it,
Right.
and other
yeah.
guy who's definitely
doesn't-
not the killer.
Well,
Who just
Yeah.
like oogles people.
well, guys, I say
There's no reason this movie, he couldn't have just been a simple internet perv,
Yeah.
perving on people, and then sees a woman get murdered, and he can't go to the police with that, so he has to find another way to get the killer. If they had done that, I would have been fine
Right.
with it.
I mean, it's an okay film. It's not great by any stretch of the imagination. I see.
It just feels like wasted potential.
I see it for Ty. He's he's only 24, 23, 24. And he's a very talented actor. I want to see more of him. And
Maybe I'll watch Ready Player One finally.
you got to see
Yeah.
it's so much better
It's
than
good.
this.
I thought it was Larry Play One good, not great.
Yeah, it's just that's an entertaining one. It's just a fun ride.
I'd probably just rewatch it for Anna. To be
I'd see
honest.
it just for the DeLorean again.
Oh, wrong. We're talking the wrong time movies.
Yeah, no, the DeLorean. They have a DeLorean cameo in Ready Player One.
Oh no, it's no. I mean,
Ready Player One has a cameo of everything and no substance.
That's true.
That's
Oh.
what I'll say about it.
All right, guys. So we're gonna go to our second, much different film, Sonic the Hedgehog. But first, a commercial break right after this.
Under the Radar is brought to you by Magnitude Jewelry. Add a 2 to match your attitude. Patent pending interchange genuine gemstone and crystal EMF protection jewelry. For more information, please visit magnitudejewelry.com/gemgirl or call 718-268-6634.
Hey guys, we're back under the radar, and we've got our second movie of the evening. So much different than The Night Clerk, thankfully. We've got Sonic the Hedgehog, the infamous Sega video game hero who can run at superhuman speeds and basically collects coins and Rings, sorry. And is there a princess or anything? What is his main
Not
goal?
in Sonic.
No.
In
No.
Sonic, he's got to go fast. Okay?
Yeah.
That's his
Or he
motivation.
dies. No,
He basically
He's
battles.
just got to go fast.
He just basically has to protect his home from Dr. Robotnik. That's the premise of the game.
Does Robotnik, he's like trying to colonize it or like take over?
Colonize it.
Yeah. Which is sort of like the premise here.
And the games are supposed to be like in some sort of games and cartoons are supposed to be in some sort of post-apocalyptic future.
Okay. Well, in the movie, in the live-action movie, it's alternate dimensions, which each ring opens up a new portal to another dimension, and Sonic manages to get into our world and is hiding. He's living in seclusion for years until he is just bored enough to just encounter James Marsden, who plays the sheriff of the town, the cop. And it's got a serious Who Framed Roger Rabbit vibe.
I can see
which
that.
I respected, and I love the visual effects.
It's got a huge hop vibe. James Marsden and an animal driving around in a car.
Yeah, it is.
And I would say this Jim Carrey. It is like most Jim Carrey.
He hasn't
the most
been.
he's done this.
He hasn't
in
been
years,
this
yeah.
Jim
was
Carrey
since the '90s.
Yeah, I can't.
I wasn't as big as because I'm not into these kind of movies where it's like the Looney Tunes back in action,
Yeah.
like those, like the
live
Woody
action.
Woodpecker, the Yogi Bear thing. Like they keep making these kind of movies.
Smurfs.
And like this was a step above that because of Jim Carrey. Like he was so much fun
exactly.
to watch
He stole
being the
it,
villain.
Yeah, it was
and
classic
he's just
Carrey.
allowed to be it.
I would think like The Grinch is like the last thing he was like crazy in.
That was 2000.
And I didn't even like that movie.
I didn't like
Right,
that
right,
movie.
it's not
either.
great. It's disappointing from Ron Howard, but
Yeah.
it's what it is.
And Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely putting this like I would, because this is probably on my short list of watchable video game movies.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's probably the best
Mortal
video game
Kombat.
movie I've
And you
seen.
know what?
That and Mortal
It's not
Kombat.
up there, but it's watchable.
And
yeah.
when I went to the movie theater to see it, there were a lot of families.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
this is perfect. And you have kids.
Yep,
so,
yep, brought them.
Yeah. How was
They
that?
were super excited.
Nice.
So,
Did they play the games?
oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. They watched the cartoons. They're,
Like the old cartoons or the new
yeah,
ones?
the old ones.
Oh,
On
cool.
that note, I couldn't. Speaking of going back to the cartoon, because the old cartoons, they had Jaleel White, aka Steve Urkel,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
Sonic.
He was the voice.
I kind of wish that they had brought him back for this character.
That would be good.
Ben
No,
Schwartz is good,
Ben
but
Schwartz
it's just
did
a very
okay.
different energy to
Yeah.
the character.
Yeah. And I actually interviewed him at Tribeca Film Festival last year.
nice.
But at the time, he couldn't really divulge any information about it. But
Talking about Ben Schwartz or Jaleel White.
I wish Jaleel White.
I'm like, you interviewed Jaleel White?
That
Come on.
is on my bucket list.
One day.
But Ben Schwartz, he couldn't really talk about it back then. I thought he did an okay job.
Yeah, no,
Even
he
if
was
they
good.
do a sequel and Shadow is voiced by Jaleel White. Just imagine that nonsense.
Oh, yeah.
Or as Knuckles.
Yeah. No spoilers.
Hello.
But yeah, Jim Carrey, phenomenal. I think even James Marsden did a decent job here.
He was pretty good.
I've never
James Marsden's always good as the wingman for the main protagonist between
Yeah.
between like as Cyclops or in like Enchanted.
He wasn't a straight man in Enchanted. He was kind of goofy, in
Yeah.
that, which was great.
He's fun when he gets to be goofy. This one,
Yeah.
he was the straight man, like the normal guy, but they let him be goofy with
Right.
it.
Yeah.
And it worked out pretty well.
It kind of reminded me of like Tom Hanks and Turner and Hooch, that kind of dynamic, you know. And yeah, you've got.
One complaint though I had was Jim Carrey, like the way they show, because I mean, they show the way they show him as Dr. Robotnik, like the way they did him up as Dr. Robotnik. I felt like he should be starring in a Raleigh Fingers biopic, not as Dr. Robotnik.
Well, maybe this will get him that role.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was a little weird because Robotnik is like a wide fella.
Bit rotund.
Yeah,
and
he's a round, kind of
bald.
heavy set. Jim Carrey's not that.
Eggman.
Yeah. Maybe, I mean, the end credits sequence, that might have alluded.
Well, that's the thing. They show it
Yeah.
in the trailer, so it's
Yeah.
like it's not a spoiler that in the trailer it's like they have him look a lot more
Like his
comic
video game
accurate,
counterpart.
where he's bald, he's got the bigger mustache.
yeah.
He's just going to eat a ton of mushrooms and get really fat for the sequel. Like I would love to see that.
I definitely want a sequel as well.
Like I don't even mind.
I think it'll happen.
Like he's in the costume, he's got drones flying around, he's in the flying ship. I'm like, this is pretty much Dr. Robotnik. It's good enough.
He just needs to. Maybe he'll get like some body armor that'll make him look rotund. I
He
don't
just
know.
wears a giant fat suit for protection.
Yeah,
Would
yeah.
be hilarious.
Maybe that'll. I don't know. But you guys.
It's like-
I'm sorry.
The weirdest thing about this movie is like I enjoyed watching it enough. Like it's not a great movie, it's not for me, but
Right.
just the end sequence I thought was actually really good. Like,
Oh,
that's
with
what
the
kinda
60-bit
sold me on
with
it.
all the old graphics.
Yeah, like no, not
That's
even
how they
that.
opened
Like
it,
the
too.
last
Yeah.
fight was actually like pretty well done. And if they do a sequel for this, it's like I might actually be interested. That's the weirdest thing is like
Yeah.
they did the introduce a goofy premise. It's all in there. So now if they bring in other characters, they decide to do more wacky stuff. It's like it could work. I could honestly
work.
see
Yeah.
it working. It ended on a really
Hey,
good note.
if they made a second Smurfs film, they'll definitely make a second.
I
one.
think they even made a third one.
Did they? Oh,
Yeah, but
I
it was
don't-
like all. Yeah, but the third one was all CGI.
Oh God!
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
help
they
us
dropped
all.
humans from it. Yeah.
Guys, we're all relatively around the same age.
Right.
Fond memories of Sega Genesis, Bars?
Sega Genesis. Okay, so So I was a Nintendo kid growing up, but a lot of my friends had Sega Genesis.
I kind of juggled.
I would play it there. I would play Sonic at their houses. So I did not get a Sega Genesis until I was in college. I found one secondhand for $30 and got Sonic 2 with it.
Nice.
Which is my favorite Sonic game of all time.
I had Sonic 2. I skipped over the first one. I didn't have Sonic and Knuckles, which
I have Sonic and Knuckles.
I played that a few times at my friend's house. That's an awesome game.
I always prefer to play. I prefer to play it with Sonic 2 or 3 locked into the cartridge.
Nice. Matt,
I was a total Nintendo guy.
Yeah.
I started with the NES in '85. Went to the Super Nintendo,
Yes.
GameCube. I skipped 64. That was in my not playing video games phase.
Actually, I would say that for me the turning point was around that 32, 64-bit era was I switched from Nintendo to, like I said, Super Nintendo and Super Nintendo. I switched over to a PS1.
I switched to not playing video games anymore.
Oh, man.
And then I was an old man. I was like, there's too many buttons on these controllers. I don't have this many fingers.
It's too much for me.
It's too much. And then I got a Wii when the Wii came out, and I'm like, oh, this is fun.
Well, you skipped over one of the greatest gaming systems. N64 is one of my favorite game systems of all time.
Yeah, I mean,
Come over
I'd love to
sometime.
play it now.
Yeah, come over.
But honestly,
It holds up.
I never played like a Sonic game until fairly recently.
All right.
Because I guess Nintendo owns Sonic now.
Sega stopped making consoles,
Right.
and now they're a third-party developer.
Right. So I only started playing Sonic once it was in Nintendo.
So yeah, there's a little-
ironically, I'm wearing
so
a
wait,
Super Mario Brothers
so
shirt.
Mario and I know there's a game with Mario and Sonic
At the Olympics, I got that.
Yeah.
I got that for my 21st birthday, and at that time I was like, I thought this would never happen in my lifetime, having Mario and
That's
Sonic
like
in the
DC
same.
and Marvel. Remember when they did that?
Yes.
That was great. That's a great crossover. That's great.
Because they've only done so far, all they've done with Mario and Sonic is sports games and Smash Brothers. I like to see them do a full-on platformer.
that'd be
An
amazing.
action adventure, just like going crazy.
Yeah.
Robotnik and Bowser teaming up. Yeah, that'd be awesome. CJ, fond memories?
I didn't play a lot of the video games, but I watched the Sonic cartoon when I was a super little kid.
Same
I
here.
remember that.
Nice.
I remember reading some of the Sonic comics that they put out with the same Archie branded comics, that company. I just remember being a kid going through the Hudson newsstand at Long Island Railroad and just buying a random comic, and I just bought some of the Sonic ones. So I know all the characters and some of the lore, and it's all ridiculous stuff, and it's just locked in my head. I can't get rid of it.
That's great.
So I just know all these random characters for the Sonic thing, and I'm just like, okay, whatever.
How did this film compare to those early childhood memories?
Well, they had Sonic, and it was pretty much him only on Earth, so we didn't really get to see a lot of the other world and the characters.
The Emerald Zone, or
Yeah, it seemed like they were hinting at stuff going on. I don't know who the hell Longclaw was in the beginning. I think that was the original character was just an owl lady who was his mom.
I feel like
I don't know who
yeah.
that was.
Because
that was weird.
For me, as far as Sonic games and Sonic lore,
That was
the cutoff
in
was
1 minute. It's I'm your Uncle Ben who's going to die to protect you. Now go to Earth and live there forever.
But for me, the cutoff as far as Sonic lore was the '90s cartoon and then 3D Blast for Genesis. That was my last.
And Jaleel White was the voice in the animated series?
Actually, there were two cartoons at the same time.
Oh, really?
One on ABC and then one ran in syndication. But they both had Jaleel White as Sonic.
Yeah.
Did he use his Urkel voice or
No,
a less high voice?
No, he sounded more like Stefan.
Oh, that's a smooth voice.
Yes.
That's a cool voice.
No, it was a pretty cool voice. Just talking about chili
Urkel's a
dogs.
cool
Yeah.
guy. I mean,
Stefan.
Sonic is a cool guy.
Sonic.
Sonic Urkel.
Nice. And you know what, guys? Since we're on the topic, it's been very unsuccessful bringing
Video games.
video games to the movie screen.
Yeah.
A big example would probably be the Super Mario Brothers movie from 1993.
That's
John Leguizamo.
Yeah, he's back in 2 movies. We were referencing him. But guys, your memories, are there any successful video games movies?
I would say, okay, so I have 3 tiers of video game movies. I have the good, which is basically Sonic and Mortal Kombat, and then the and then the so bad it's good, which would be Super Mario Brothers,
Street Fighter,
Double Dragon.
I like Street Fight, the one with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yes.
That's actually not a terrible. I mean, it is terrible, but it's fun to
it's a
watch.
fun terrible.
It is
Yeah.
a lot of
Watch,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah, you got Raul Julia as what's his name?
As Bison.
And Bison.
Oh, he was the best
Yeah, he
comic
was-
book video game villain.
And I think that was his last film role. Actually,
Yep.
he was great.
And then everything else is just crap.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yes, no. Super Mario Brothers. I mean, that one gets a lot of. I mean,
It's I thought
it has nostalgic value for me.
Hoskins and Leguizamo had pretty good chemistry. I
That
thought
was
they
the
were
highlight of
they,
it.
Visually, they look great.
Yeah, they look great.
But the movie around them was crap.
Yeah. It was literally foot fungus.
I wish they would have made a sequel. To be honest, to see
There
what
actually is
they
a-
were going to do.
Actually,
one.
there is a sequel, a sequel webcomic on sequel. They made a webcomic sequel
Okay.
to the movie.
All right.
I'm afraid to see what that would be about.
Yeah.
It's pretty much it's a lot. It has them like following the plot of Super Mario Bros. 2, the game.
Right in the very end, where they come back and they're like, "You got to come back with us
Yep.
for the next adventure."
It starts off like that. It starts off where the first movie ends and has them going and taking on Wart.
Was it written by the writers and the filmmakers of the first film?
I think it was the writers of the first movie.
Because I know the directors they lost work because
they lost work.
Nobody
And
would
these
hire them.
These are the guys who created Max Headroom.
Oh man, well that was a great creative show. It was a fun show, from what I remember. Wow. Max Headroom. I just went back to when I was 4 years old.
2 is a weird game too.
So, yes.
Yeah,
It's kind of.
Well, it was another game that was completely retrofitted with Mario.
It's basically it feels like Nightmare on Elm Street 2. It's like the Nightmare on Elm Street 2 video game.
That's funny.
Although the Nightmare on Elm Street video game for NES is one of my guilty pleasures.
Oh.
Wait, but back to Mario 2. Wasn't that supposed to be that was a different game, and they kind of just slapped the Mario
format.
It's a Super Mario Bros. 2 game that actually got released in Japan, came to America as the Lost Levels.
Lost Levels, yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Which was almost entirely like the first Mario.
Basically, but with a lot more obstacles.
More colors in the background.
Yeah.
I played the first Super Mario Brothers. I didn't play any of them after that. I'll be honest.
Oh,
Really?
3.
Yeah.
3 is like
3 is one of the greatest games
one of
ever.
my favorite games of all time. I still play 3 all the time.
I would say I play World. I still play World.
World's
all the time.
great too.
I love
yeah.
Mario All Stars because it has all of them.
Yeah.
I have that too.
And so you could save your progress because
yes.
Mario 3 is ridiculous. You have to spend like 5 hours on it.
Yeah.
But I love.
Back when the Wii had the store where you could download all the old games.
Nice.
I still play 3 all the time.
I still have my Nintendo and Super Nintendo, so I just went down and play them right there, like the original cartridges.
I need to buy an SNES, an N64, and a PS2. Those are my 3 favorite systems, I'd say.
I would say Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo is like timeless.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. All right, guys. So, I guess it's unanimous. We want people to see Sonic the Hedgehog.
See it.
I would say see it.
See it.
It's fun.
See it. Bring your kids.
It's fun.
I took my 62-year-old dad to go see the movie. He loved it. He was laughing his ass off. He had a great time.
Bring your 62 dad.
And then people want to crap all over this movie.
Yeah.
Like they're like,
I
blah.
just for being an adaptation of a video game, I was getting ready to sharpen my daggers for it.
But it was fun.
It's definitely a lot better than a lot of these like weird live-action movies that do cheap with really bad CGI characters thrown in.
Like Woody Woodpecker.
They make a lot of those.
Oh,
This
yeah.
one felt like it was at least more competently put together. Like it was at least enjoyable, and I'd be open to them making more. It's like it seems like it would be a decent.
And I feel like one issue I've noticed the problem I've seen with a lot of video game movies is that they're trying to emulate replicate the style of the games rather than focusing on the script and the characters, which this movie I think did.
The opening credits and the final credits they had that 32-bit style
16-bit or the 16-bit
or 16-bit, and then the rest of the movie is regular.
Yeah, and every character has their own they're all developed. All the characters are developed.
Yeah.
So it's like you have an understanding of all
the action, and the action is actually competently shot.
Do you guys think it would be more respectful to the original source material if they made the film in the original style of 16-bit?
No, because you can't make like a movie in
It wouldn't look that
16-bit.
good.
Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing is you do have to adapt it. You can't just do the exact same thing because it's a video game. There's a reason it's not a movie already.
Yeah.
But also sometimes they make a video game movie and will change so much about it that it's not even the same thing anymore.
Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, like Super Mario Brothers. Or they'll try and take the idea for it, but it just doesn't work in that kind of narrative style. Like the Assassin's Creed movie. They were trying to be like, oh, well, it's him in the present, and then you play as the character in the past. That works in a video game. In real life, it's like, oh, well, he's connecting to his past ancestor, which is why we're going to the past. But they don't really explain narratively, like, how does this work between any of the characters? They literally just never explain it. They just try and film stuff from the video game into a movie, and it makes no sense, and it's just bad to
I
watch.
want to see more of the Owl Mom. That would be cool. Like a prequel series would be good.
I don't know about that.
Or maybe
Give
make it
me
a web
Big
series.
the Cat, goddammit. He was my favorite.
a whole planet full of hedgehogs.
and other anthropomorphic furry creatures.
Yeah. Because they kind of had that in the beginning. It looked like there were a bunch of echidnas trying to hunt him down, so they'll probably be able to do Knuckles next.
Yeah.
It seems like that's what they're building up to. I want the next movie to just have all these characters come in, like bring in Knuckles and Tails and just all these random characters and have them be like super serious with like, we need to find the Chaos Emerald.
There is a mid-credit
and
scene, just so you know.
And Robotnik's back, and we got to stop him. And literally just keep
spoiler
the
for the
same
spoiler.
Sonic.
Yeah.
Like, make the movie seem so serious where it's like, oh, we're going to do this, like, deep cinematic action
I
thing
think
now.
that's-
and Sonic's like, hey, I just want to eat chili dogs and go fast. And he's they're like, Sonic, we got to be serious about this. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that kind of bothered me, he did look like Dash from The Incredibles. But I guess that's a given.
I would
With
have
the,
preferred, like, if it was
Dash is
more,
a human.
when he starts running around. And
He's a hedgehog.
It's a blue
It's
version.
blue and red.
Yeah, with hair.
This movie, they really did just make him the Flash. Like, they
Yeah,
used
yeah.
every...
I mean, they even acknowledged
He
that-
was reading the Flash comic.
And
Comics,
one scene, they just do
yeah.
the Quicksilver
That's
thing
cool.
from the X-Men movies.
Yep.
It's like, that got a little old. I wish they had found a more creative way of doing that.
I thought the scene in the bar where
well
time
done.
was like stopped for a second.
Oh, yeah,
That was kind of cool. That was,
But I mean, it wasn't
But I've
anything
seen
they
it
didn't
done
do with
in-
Quicksilver.
I've seen it done
That
in
was much
4
better.
other movies after they were trying to like do the same thing that Quicksilver did in Days of Future Past. Like every movie is trying to do that now, and it looked okay, but it's like you can find something more creative to do.
Yeah.
I feel like
it was a little kind of lazy in the writing aspect.
The writing, it was all cliche, but it was enjoyable enough.
But the visual effects and the animation were really
Show
good.
me a kids movie that's really original.
That's
That's
a
the
good
biggest
point.
thing. Like that's why I give
There's no
Sonic
money
a
in that
pass.
Into the
anymore.
Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse is amazing, and I love it.
Yeah.
This movie
maybe
is
the best
not
movie
that.
This is definitely not that. Yeah. All right, guys. So I say see it. It's a fun
it.
family
See it.
film. Yeah, see it. It's great. And we're going to switch gears again because right now, basically this Tuesday, the 25th, is the special limited collector's edition 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray Steelbook of The Hunt for Red October. I don't know if you guys know about this movie. It's from 1990. It stars Sean Connery, Alec Baldwin, and Sam Neill. And basically, it
Directed
is
by John McTiernan.
John McTiernan of Die Hard and Predator fame. This is basically a very tense and taut submarine thriller.
The first of the
Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan movies.
Yes, of the Tom Clancy hero.
Which is he's Alec Baldwin in this.
Alec Baldwin.
And then Harrison Ford for 2 movies, and then Ben Affleck
Yeah.
for 2 movies, I think.
Yep.
I watched Patriot
and
Games.
now
That's
it was-
and now the guy from The Office.
It was
John Krasinski,
Harrison Ford in Patriot Games,
And Clear and Present
Danger, and then
Ben Affleck in Some of All Fears.
And was that the last one? And then Tom.
I think there was one. There was
Paycheck. No.
Geely.
Reindeer games. Changing lanes.
Patriot Games and the sequel
Pearl
Reindeer
Harbor?
Games, right?
It's one of those.
Yeah.
James and Silent Bob's Strike Back.
But guys, are you familiar with this? I mean, it's not a classic.
It is.
right?
It's an absolute classic.
Is it? I mean,
classic.
it's a fun. I mean, it's a little. It's nice to fall asleep to because it's very quiet.
I've only
You know
seen it
what?
once.
Honestly,
Sean
I've fallen
Connery
asleep to this
talking
movie
to-
many times.
Have you?
Yeah. Just let
in
Sean
the
Connery's
90s.
Like on
soothing
Channel
voice.
11?
I had the VHS tape that had this on there, and I would watch it, and I fell asleep to it many times.
Right. I would say-
So I understand what you're saying.
That's not an insult because a movie that makes you fall asleep. It's like very
It's like-
relaxing and
there's
serene.
like beep,
Yeah. It's a
beep.
cool.
It's like
nice.
all right, we're going down, we're asleep.
I would probably say Sean.
Dive.
I would probably say Sean Connery was. I mean, I only saw it once, but
I'm gonna put you to sleep.
But I
with my
remember
voice.
Sean.
I'll show you out.
I remember Sean Connery being the only part of that movie that stood out to me.
Right.
Full brother.
Alec Baldwin is kind of phoning it in as just standard American hero.
Yeah.
He's sort of like a nerdy hero because he's never been in the field before. He's an analyst.
Actually, I'm kind of wondering how. Well, wait, they had done Last Crusade the year before, but I'm wondering how this would have turned out if Harrison Ford had played Jack Ryan right off the bat.
Oh, and they would have had chemistry right off.
Actually, that would have been the Indiana Jones 4 that we should have gotten a long time ago.
Yeah, right. In a Russian submarine, damn it!
I love it.
We're finding the lost city of
Sean,
Atlantis.
we're in a submarine.
Yes. Oh boy. So, CJ, are you a fan of The Hunt for Red October?
I haven't seen that movie in so long. I just watched Future Games yesterday, though.
Okay.
That was the weird thing.
I haven't seen
So
those
I might
since I
have
was
to
a
rewatch
kid,
these,
but I think
yeah.
I'm going to rewatch them because it's a
Yeah.
very interesting world.
Yeah.
You know? And
Like, Tom Clancy does write good books. I do like the Jack Ryan character. I just haven't seen a lot of the movies based on it, except for the Shadow Recruit one, which was...
that's the one. That was Chris Pine. How did we miss that?
That wasn't
That's how
great.
forgettable that one
I
was.
hear
Yeah,
that John
yeah.
Krasinski, the show, is really good.
I've heard great things about that.
Same here.
It seems like it would work a lot better in a show format than a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie it clocks in more than 2 hours, and it does drag a bit in certain parts.
Yeah.
But I still love John McTiernan has a great style. You
Yeah.
know, come on, you've got Predator and Die
Die
Hard.
Hard, even The Last Action Hero.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's fun, yeah.
And Rollerball. Just kidding. No, but I think this was he did this. I don't really know what he did between this and Die Hard with a Vengeance.
He did Die Hard with a Vengeance after Last Action Hero.
Oh, Last Action. Okay, which was one of his few PG-13 movies.
Well, which one?
I love Last Action
Last
Hero.
Action
That's
Hero.
such
This
a
might be
fun
PG-13.
movie.
This was PG.
This is just
actually.
PG.
Yes.
You are correct. It feels like a PG-13 movie because it's.
Well, PG
Standards
was
back then were a
very
lot-
different
a lot
back
lower.
then.
I mean, he
relax.
breaks a guy's neck in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, PG was very
lot
like
more
there
relaxed
were
back
boobs
then.
in PG-13 movies back then.
a good
PG
point.
was like, well, it's not quite for children.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Now
But,
PG-13 movies are like, you get one F-bomb, and you better use it in the weirdest way possible.
The rating system's always been weird because then it was like, if you mention the word gay, it's NC-17. It's like,
Yeah, it's a shame. Forrest, fond memories of this film?
Like I said, I saw it once when I was in college. And Sean Connery was the only thing I remember about it.
Yep. Well, he's on the poster. It's his face is like.
I mean, his face is on the NES cartridge of this.
They made a video game on this.
It looks almost
Video
identical
games.
to this. It's like
Basically, yeah.
It's like this is the cartridge right here.
But they
included
inverted his
the
face though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. They made a video game
Yeah.
off of this.
Yes.
They made videos for
I
everything.
know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Demolition.
And it
Man.
also has a lot of beep, beep, beep. Yeah.
Oh God! All right, guys. So we got 4 minutes left. Anything we want to plug? Any movies we want to see? CJ, anything coming up?
I'm trying to think of what's coming out that's good. Saw Birds of Prey recently. I love that.
That was pretty good.
That was a great one.
I was surprised. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I really thought I was gonna hate it.
I knew going in, like, I liked the design for the characters, with the costuming and everything. I love the approach they were taking, because Harley Quinn was the best part of Suicide Squad because of Margot Robbie, and just
Yes.
having a movie where, like, they didn't give her anything to do in Suicide Squad, except they made her look as hot as possible, and occasionally she would punch a guy, but never in a really serious way, and always in a way that kind of looks sexy. This one, she's allowed, like, they had the guy who directed the John Wick movies doing the action, and it
Right.
showed. It was
Yeah.
so good to see, like, her in roller skates jumping into a car. Just a scene with her with the bat was so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I remember watching this movie with Vinny and Jake and a bunch of the guys you know who are big action guys,
Yeah.
and everyone in the theater, like every few seconds of the fight scene, we would just go, ooh, oh, oh! There were so many good moments. Like
I
that.
would just love to see a Black Mask movie.
Better
left being like, I really want a Birds of Prey movie, like a real Birds of Prey movie.
exactly.
Because
I mean, where was Barbara
I mean,
Gordon?
like, and
this was full on just a Harley Quinn movie,
and the Huntress,
but now I'm
like-
open to seeing a Birds of Prey movie. Like
They
that's
should have just call it Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey.
yeah,
There should be a standalone
That's
film
what it
for
should've
each
been.
of those women.
yeah,
Yes.
No, just like next we do a Birds of Prey movie and you can introduce Batgirl, anyone
Yeah.
else you want, that would
Yes.
be great. And also a Harley Quinn movie. Like, I would love to see just...
Huntress was good.
this
Though.
kind of...
Oh yeah,
I want to see
Mary
more of her
Elizabeth
backstory.
Winstead as Huntress, like, her
Perfect
approach was so
casting.
Incredible.
Her like awkwardness.
Just like the,
I love
the
that.
biggest
So much.
badass who's so socially awkward was
Yeah.
just the greatest combination.
Yeah.
And I want to see so much more of her.
same here.
Same. Forrest,
Okay, so last week I went and caught a bunch of brand new horror movies, including VFW, with Stephen Lang, Will Sadler, Martin Cove. So it was kind of cool seeing these guys who played.
Wait, Stephen Lang from Avatar?
Yes.
Okay, the general.
Yes.
I have not heard of this movie.
Yeah, it's a Fangoria original.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was a lot of. And Fred Williamson was in it too. That was a lot.
What was it?
yeah.
VFX?
VFW.
VFW.
It's about a bunch of aging vets who are trying to protect their bar from a gang of mutant punks.
I love it.
I'm already sold.
sounds
That
great.
sounds
It was
so
a lot
good.
of fun, so I recommend that. And then I saw The Lodge with Riley Keough, who is Elvis's granddaughter. It started off good, but the ending pissed me off to no end. So I say skip that one.
Okay.
And then I saw Rob Zombie's 3 from Hell.
And didn't you also see? I saw. What's the
Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
Fantasy Island. Okay, that was hot. Okay, I would say. Oh god, not gonna lie. I saw that movie just to see Lucy Hale, who I have a huge crush on.
understandable.
But the movie itself was hot. The movie itself was just trash.
Yeah.
And with all due respect to Michael Pena and Benedict Cumberbatch, whom I think are great actors, they both demonstrated that Ricardo Montalban was one of a kind.
Indeed. Well, I liked it too, even though it's usually not my favorite type of movie, but I thought they did an okay job. It was entertaining. Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. It's on the radar. It kind of is. Not.
Yeah.
You know.
And then Rob Zombie's 3 from Hell, which I'm done with Rob Zombie. I was done with him a long time ago. I only saw this one just because I had already seen the first 2 and just wanted to see how they explain explain how they survived Devil's Rejects.
Nice. Matt, real quick, looking forward to anything?
I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
I think something you might be interested in. I'm also interested. The upcoming Nicolas Cage meta movie. Where he plays himself.
Is he pulling a Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yeah, it's kind of like the
Yeah.
F. What was it? It was his initials, right?
Yeah.
JCVD.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
That should be fun.
that should be. I mean, that'll be a blast. I mean,
And guys, real quick, because we got like 2 seconds. Plugs.
This Saturday at Cult Cafe, Scream Queen, My Nightmare on Elm Street. It is a documentary about Mark Patton and Nightmare on Elm Street 2, and about
Homosexual undertones.
Yes.
How he was,
about overtones.
Overtones. I like that.
It's a great documentary. I've already seen it.
It makes Batman and Robin look subtle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's an incredible documentary.
All right.
And I'm super stoked to be running it.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
So we have that, and then
you gonna have any of the talent from that?
no, not for this. It's just a screening, and then next week after that we start our Women's History Month. All female directors.
Aliens.
Female directors. We got Gas Food Lodging.
Okay.
We got Virgin Suicides.
Nice.
Anything with any Catherine Bigelow flicks?
No, I didn't do Catherine Bigelow because most of her stuff is Disney and can't show or Fox.
Horse crap.
And then we got Me, You, and Everyone We Know, and The Last Supper. So
Isn't Jason Alexander in that one?
yes, he
boy.
is.
I never saw it.
You need to see it.
Okay.
It's especially in like this political climate. It's a great movie.
Gotcha.
It's basically about this group of liberal arts people from all college friends who have dinners where they invite terrible people and decide whether or not they should live. And it's got
It's an ensemble cast. Yeah.
Ensemble. Bill Paxton is like a neo-Nazi in it. Jason Alexander is anti-environmentalist.
Nice.
Ron Perlman's in it.
I need to see this.
Charles Durning. It's a really great cast.
That and the what was it?
VFW.
Forrest, real quick, anything you want to plug?
I'm currently rereading Watchmen.
Okay.
Nice.
And also finally sitting down to watch the TV show.
Excellent.
Oh, nice.
It wasn't bad. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
CJ, anything?
Just me on Twitter at CJ Oakland. I write stuff occasionally. Never post about it, so there's nothing there.
Gotcha. All right, well, guys, this was great as always. You know, you're always welcome. And yeah, I want to thank everyone at home watching and also watching on your devices or what have you. And yeah, we'll be back next week with more interviews and movie reviews. So yeah, thanks, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Under the Radar is all new next week with more movie reviews and interviews on Strong Island Radio and Television. Stay tuned. We'll see you next week.